Hey, my workplace warriors. If you're applying with a generic resume and a generic or vague LinkedIn headline, you're asking recruiters to do detective work, and they won't. In the next 12 minutes, I'll show you how to tailor both fast and pass the ATS without keyword stats. Welcome to HR by Namtique, career, job search, and workplace guidance from an HR leader who's set on the hiring side. Today, you'll learn a repeatable 15-minute routine to align your resume and your LinkedIn to a job description so humans and ATS see the same value. So here's the agenda. We're going to extract the job description's hiring nouns, convert your duty lines into impact bullets, align resume sections in the right order, and sync LinkedIn, your headline, your about, your experience without duplicates. So let's pull the job description's hiring nouns. Open that job description and highlight 5 buckets: processes, tools, stakeholders, metrics, and deliverables. For example, recruiters love onboarding, intake, pipeline, SLA, cycle time, stakeholder management, Salesforce, Workday, dashboards, and SOPs. So you have to speak like they speak. Copy the top 5 to 8 nouns into a box. This is your keyword set. You'll reuse it in your bullets, in LinkedIn, and in file names. And you can reuse the company's nouns naturally. Don't dump a keyword paragraph. That's a pro tip for you. So let's look at this example. This is generic, responsible for onboarding. Very generic, very vague, doesn't tell what goes into the onboarding process and who you're onboarding, and as well does not give any indication of the impact that it's had on or it's having on the business. An employer first rewrite would involve starting with the impact verb plus what you did plus for whom plus the business lever that was impacted plus the metric or range. So the business levers would be time, cost, risk, quality, and adoption. So the impact verbs stripped are drove, reduced, improved. Live conversions are on the way. So let's look at these. Coordinated onboarding paperwork. That's the original form of the bullet point or impact statement. But listen to this. Coordinated end-to-end onboarding for 15 to 20 hires per month, ensuring day one access and reducing reschedules by approximately 30%. So that tells you everything or it tells your audience everything that they need to know initially about your onboarding process. And it piques their interest so that they want to know more and hopefully will call you in for an interview. So let's look at another one. The statement prepared reports. What type of reports? How often were the reports prepared? Did you prepare the reports by yourself? Who were the reports prepared for? And what business decisions were made from those reports? So let's look at a private a rewrite. Delivered executive ready reporting on cycle time and backlog, enabling weekly prioritization and outlining. Let's look at a rewrite. Delivered executive ready reporting on cycle time and backlog, enabling weekly prioritization and cutting state tickets 25%. Isn't that brilliant? And it's engaging. So let's look at another one. I'm having some fun here. Worked with other departments. That's the statement. But what type of impact did it have on the business? So our rewrite would be partnered with cross-functional teams such as HR, operations, finance, and others to resolve employee cases within 48 hours. If you can name the lever and arrange, boom, you've got impact. So order also matters. So for each application, you want to use a title line and you want to mirror the job description's role. For example, people operations specialist. Then you want to have a professional summary that is no more than 2 to 3 lines long, and it needs to be employer first. For instance, ops/people ops professional, reduce onboarding cycle time, keep hiring managers informed, and build simple reporting. Next, they're your core skills that you need to present, and this is all in the top third of your resume. It needs to contain 8 to 12 items using the job description's nouns such as intake, SLA, stakeholder, communications, workday, SOPs, and reporting. Next will be your experience section in your resume on your resume, and it should contain 3 to 5 impact bullets per role. Put the most relevant bullets first. And what makes one bullet more relevant than another? Where it's listed in the job description, and also the impact that it had on business operations. Then you want to list the tools that you use each day to accomplish these duties. Name them where true. For example, Workday, ServiceNow, Salesforce, or Jira. For instance, I use One USG Connect on my current in my current position as the associate director of HR, and it's built on the Oracle PeopleSoft platform. So I would indicate on my resume that one of the tools that I use is Oracle PeopleSoft, then Smartsheet, and of course, it's a given to use Microsoft Office, the Microsoft Office suite, and any other tools that we utilize. So keep in mind that 2 impactful bullets are greater than 10 task lines, because you don't want task lines in your resume and your LinkedIn. You want to show impact. So you want at least 2 impactful bullets. And if you have more, that's absolutely great. But the point that I'm making here is that 2 strong, impactful bullets are greater than 10 task lines. And if it doesn't help the hiring manager decide about you as a potential candidate for their role that they're selecting for, you need to cut it. Next, let's talk about the headline. You're in your LinkedIn profile, and your headline needs to be up to and no more than 220 characters. That includes spacing. So, for example, you could utilize the headline ops/people ops, then onboarding and intake, and reduce cycle time, stakeholder comms or communications, and Workday/Salesforce. So what you've done is in your LinkedIn profile, the headline is telling the person who is reading your profile that you're an ops/people operations professional. Then you specialize in onboarding and intake, and your efforts reduce cycle time, manage stakeholder communications, and you accomplish this by utilizing Workday and Salesforce. So use the job description nouns as your lever. Then in your about section, it should be 3 to 4 sentences long, such as I help teams move work faster by standardizing intake and communication. And you want to share some recent wins, such as improved day one readiness to 95% and reduced reschedules by approximately 30%, and that you're comfortable in a Workday/Salesforce/Jira environment, and you target people ops and operation roles. So that lets them know what types of roles that, yes, you want to stay in the type of role that you currently operate in, and you're just looking for career advancement. Then your experience section in your LinkedIn should mirror your strongest resume bullets. Remember, we said above that 2 impactful bullets are greater than 10 task lines. So add your tools, keep to 3 to 5 bullets per role as well. And for skills and endorsements, pin 3 skills that match the job description. Add the rest um, that you actually use. So you want to pin your strongest 3 skills or the most relatable 3 skills that relate to the job description, and add the rest that you actually use. And remember to always be honest. Then feature a link um, or link a page or 1 page or case or post where you explain the process. That will be strong because it shows that your skills are useful, they're valuable to the employer, and it shows you in action. And even if you can show yourself explaining it in a short video, that would even be great, like a 1 minute video, if that long. So a pro tip would be that of your LinkedIn profile, you want to remember that your LinkedIn does not equal your resume's clump. It's the consistent highlight reel. So just keep that in mind. So now let's talk about the ATS and avoiding some common ATS mistakes that job seekers make. Please do not use a graphics only resume because ATSs cannot parse those. Creative role titles no one search for or that no one searches for are not useful to the ATSs. It's going to get you skipped. So make sure that you use role titles that the hiring manager or recruiter can relate to. Then stop burying the good stuff on page 2. Sometimes the hiring manager or recruiter, when they scan your resume, don't even get to page 2. You want your impactful information on page 1. Then keyword stuffing blocks of text. That is obvious. It is so obvious when you keyword stuff. You want to sprinkle keywords from the job description throughout your resume logically and truthfully related to the roles that you've held so that when it's time for you to tell your career story, you can tell it and there will not be any gaps in it. Then don't leave out your location, clearances, etc. when the job description requires it. Safe thing, if you don't want to tailor that every time, at least put the metro city that you are closest to or the general area, and so that they know, are you possibly looking for a remote opportunity or are you going to be able to easily commute into the office if that's required to any extent? And they don't have to guess. So today you learned to pull job description nouns, turn duties into impact, and align your resume and LinkedIn so humans and ATSs agree. Grab my resume and job description matcher and the ATS tailoring checklist. The link to both of them will be in the description below. And subscribe for more practical, employer first job search strategy. So if you got value from this content, then make sure to not only subscribe, but also click on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I drop new content. Then give me a like to let the algorithm know that this is great information that others need to become aware of and receive because my goal is to help you live your best career life and I want to help as many people as possible. So share it with your network and come back often because I'm really excited that you decided to stop by today. Until next time. And before I forget, if you'd like to work with me more closely, you can always join one of my coaching programs. I have three awesome coaching programs. One is the public to private careers transition group, and it targets current and former public sector government employees who want to transition to a private sector career. The other is my HR Career Ascension Hub, which targets HR pros, aspiring and early career HR pros, and helps them grow their career by providing them with practical and real life scenarios that I've encountered throughout my 32 year career as a an HR professional. Then last but not least is my Career Search RX coaching program, which is for any job seeker from any um, career level as well as any industry, and it gives you tried and true um, information and guidance to have to achieve a successful job search. And with all of them, you'll get live coaching calls at least bi-weekly. You'll get pop-up trainings, sometimes pop-up lives. And of course, you'll still continue to get my great content on YouTube and on my blog. So all of those links are in the description below. And I look forward to hearing from you. So until next time, career success to you. Go get your new job. Bye bye.